It's Madden NFL 24, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Houston Texans and the Carolina Panthers on EA Sports.
On a warm afternoon in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina, EA Sports brings you to Bank of America Stadium in uptown Charlotte. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Carolina Panthers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. As CD, folks are excited here in Carolina. They have been since March 10th. That being the day that the Panthers traded up with the Bears for the right to select Alabama's Bryce Young first overall.
And selected first overall they did. And not only that, during the free agent period, the rest of the draft, they also tried to surround this young quarterback with extra talent, trying to get him activated early so he can be a starter from day one.
Now, meanwhile, for the Houston Texans, the future is now. They take C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State, #2 overall, and we will see him get the nod as starter in this one.
And you and I laugh probably often when teams say, well, we want him to sit and learn. Come on, if you take him that high, play him right away, go ahead and get him started, and we'll see him do exactly that in this one.
So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And off we go from uptown Charlotte. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here are the Panthers set to take over for the first time. And Charles will get a look at the much-heralded rookie Bryce Young, the first overall pick from April's draft.
Bryce Young, the quarterback out of Alabama with a Heisman Trophy in his hip pocket, is the new face of Carolina football. 80 touchdowns, just 12 picks in his college career for the Crimson Tide. He may be a little small in terms of size, but potential, massive.
And they'll run the option to start the drive. That's a start they can live with. 15 yards on their first play from scrimmage. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he doesn't waste any time on wrapping another dimension to his game, showing off those wheels, and picking up some nice yardage.
Young's throw here on target to Hurst. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. One of the Panthers' big offseason acquisitions. Here's Miles Sanders. He finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball. Well, how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism. They created some nice space for him.
2nd down, back to Sanders. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. Give him 18. It's a Carolina 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now a 1st down throw for Young. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Then their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. That is caught by Thielen. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there at 22.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Sanders is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Once again with Sanders. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
They'll try to run with Sanders. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So a decision to be made. Is this something, opening drive maybe they discussed before the game?
They had to, and that's the responsible way of getting ready for a game. You go through situations with your staff. You go through scenarios, and you read your team. If we're in this spot and we're moving the ball well, is this a time to go for it? Or is it time to be a little bit cautious? I think in this case, he feels good about his team. He should go for it.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
After the field goal, on to kick it away, it's Pinheiro. Tank Dell now to return it. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So here are the Texans now with a fresh face at quarterback, the 2nd overall pick from Ohio State, C.J. Stroud.
In only 2 seasons, Stroud showed all he needed to at Ohio State. All-American, Heisman Finals, program records galore. He looks every bit like the #1 overall pick. He went #2, but Houston is thrilled to have him.
Play action. Here's Stroud. Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. And Xavier Woods with a pick. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Following the interception, Young. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And the Texans are going to take over here up near the 40. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Oh, man, coming off a great rookie year, it's Dameon Pierce. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
1st and 10, it's Pierce. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 7. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Texans 1st down. That's the end of the 1st quarter with the score Panthers
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Stroud looking to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Whenever I see an end route dropped, as we just saw in that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
2nd and 10. Here's Stroud. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Stroud here on 3rd and long. Oh, this will be incomplete. Rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. This one from 48 yards away. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Carolina getting set to take the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Young on 3rd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sanders. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
On the return, it's King. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And the Texans will take over. Houston's offense taking over again. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, Stroud to throw yet again here. And his throw is incomplete.
I know we're just in the 2nd quarter and there's a ways to go in this game, but that's a 2nd drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Stroud on 3rd down now. To Pierce, they set up the screen. And he goes out right around the 39. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
On is the punter, Johnston now, as he sends this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 6. Another run here with Sanders. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
2nd down, back to Sanders. And down he'll go at the 25. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
I don't think anyone thought we'd see a run facing second and that long, and that element of surprise, I think, helped make that play so successful. Nice effort on that carry, and it took what seemed like second and impossible, now has him within throwing range of a first down.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to get the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
And Young's throw there incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
Here's King. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Heading out as the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And Stroud now to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They run with the former Buffalo Bill, Devin Singletary. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. Here's Smith to return it. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Carolina offense about ready to go. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They'll set up to run the quarterback draw. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. First try for the right arm of Dalton here. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 45. 55 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing, Dalton. He'll find his man, Laviska Shenault. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
This is Smith with the ground. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. This will be Dalton again. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And with just 4 seconds left in this 1st half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. This is up and good from Pinheiro. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading 1st half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level 1st half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the 2nd half. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The Texans going to take over here to start quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because
Those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Pierce with a motivated run there, and no surprise he's motivated this season after a late injury robbed him of a 1,000-yard campaign last year and potentially the Rookie of the Year. Even still, the fourth-round pick outplayed his slot with over 900 yards in 13 games.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. And they'll go play action here with Stroud. And that is incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Stroud out of the gun here. And this is going to be incomplete. Strong coverage by Carolina. And on we go to 4th down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. 4th down, Stroud going to try to throw for it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Panthers will get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
So from the 37, here's 2nd and 6. The Young keeps it, moving right. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Nice pickup, 10 yards and a 1st down on the keeper. Well, I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Now Young. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A very solid gain of 27.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 26-yard line. Young will set to throw. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Hurst. Touchdown Panthers. Hayden Hurst, 26 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range. but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. Here's Tank down to return it from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Stroud off the play fake. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Houston. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. 83 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
1st down, Young. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Hayden Hurst, former 1st-round pick, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now Young. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. He's into space past the 25. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Miles Sanders, a 12-yard touchdown run. And these guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. So this, Charles, a tight game through the first 2 quarters, but they've come out in this second half and really took the fight to them.
And you and I both know that in the locker room at halftime, both sides' head coaches emphasize the first 5 minutes of the second half, getting out and establishing yourselves. One team has definitely done that.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Texans getting set here to take over again on offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Now Stroud. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Stroud. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, here's Stroud. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On 2nd down, it's Stroud. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now here's Stroud on 3rd down. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Here goes Stroud again. over the middle, and it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Stroud now on second down. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Fourth down, fourth quarter. Here's Stroud. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. So they get the flag for pass interference. Big call there on fourth down.
But it's the right call, and as much as I want to see them play through incidental contact, he's definitely there too early.
The throwing again is Stroud. Catch is made. It's Schultz on the out route. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Stroud. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Panthers are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
2nd down, back to Sanders. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 110 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Up to the 20. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. From the 20, here's 2nd down and 8. They'll go again with Sanders. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Panthers are winners here as we say so long from Charlotte.